G'day everyone, welcome to our first shed session for 2025-26 Speedway season that's about to start up very soon here in Tasmania and Australia, of course. Today we're with Brock Webster. He's decided to come and join us. How are we, Brock?
I'm going well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Weather's not much chop, mate.
No, we're lucky to get a gap in the rain so we can hear
we
each
had
other.
to cancel today because we thought, the roof might be a bit loud with all the rain on it, but we managed to get a bit of a break in the weather, which is good.
It's great.
And how's things with you, mate?
Yeah, we're going well.
Yep.
Sort of starting to get ready to regroup and repair and rebuild and get ready for this upcoming season. So,
So, what division did we start racing in, mate?
Well, geez, if we want to go right back, actually had a small dabble in asphalt go-karts.
Yep.
I think I was like 9, maybe. It was pretty young. And then we moved on and started racing dirt bikes.
Yep.
So I done like grass track and enduro in the Turk division around local here. And then Speedway really kicked off. I think I was 12 or 13 in the junior sedan ranks in Tassie, and that's really where the bug bit, and now we're here. So lots of progression from a pretty standard 120Y to now a pretty elite race car. So.
And you've never been a slouch behind the wheel, have you? You've always been pretty competitive. Juniors, I remember watching you in junior racing days. You was always competitive then. Jumped into a speed car on the pace pretty much straight away. Like, is it hard to keep that up, or
it's a lot of pressure?
A lot of pressure.
And the only place the pressure comes from is yourself.
Yep.
So junior sedan days, it took me a year to get on pace, maybe a bit more. A year in, Mum and Dad said, "Righto, you've got to make a big boy decision here."
Yep.
I was racing dirt bikes and the junior sedan at the time, so there was some nights where we'd race on the Saturday night, finish up at dumb o'clock, and then be on the road at 5:30, 6 o'clock to go and do a grass track or an enduro the next day. And I'd just outgrown the bike that I was riding at the time, and I'd also got to a point where I had no motor left in the junior.
Yeah, right.
I guess my ability, and I'd grown enough in the division to be getting absolute everything I could out of the engine. We started with a really standard engine, standard car, and they said, right, new motorbike or a new motor. You make the decision. This is we're giving you as much opportunity as we can, and understand that both just we've never had our own business or anything. We just run off. When I was racing juniors, it was Mum and Dad's wages, and I was really fortunate to do that. And I obviously made the Speedway. Speedway
and going
choice.
quite well, mate, if I may say so. Like, I seen you at the Australian title at the Speedcars this year. Unlucky, very unlucky with something to go wrong with the car, because you was coming on very strong there towards the end of the race.
A bit of a shame this season. I think it's my first season back in the car after it was nearly 3 years. I hurt my knee and had to have a few years off. Still probably will maybe never be 100% with that leg, but I was comfortable enough to get back this year, and I think just a few teething issues and probably the thing that's sitting around for a little while waiting. We found some issues, so definitely probably I would nearly say that my junior sedan career was probably the most successful part of my Speedway career. A Tassie title, and I finished in the first position in a Vic title in a junior sedan Victorian state title at Hamilton. That was my last race in the junior, and we had some technical issues there. I started instead of a bolt in the wrong place. That one got taken off us, but definitely you made mention of some of the trophies in the
Yeah,
shed.
there's a lot hanging up in the shed.
Yeah, a lot of them are from the junior sedan days. So.
Yeah. So what made you want to race to begin with?
Well, my family, like, Dad's always been into motorsport. From when I was really, really young, Mum and Dad were involved with a tarmac rally, and then went on to be, a fairly heavy part of ownership within the Tasmanian Classic Challenge. Or the Classic as it ended up before they sold that. So that kicked us off into the motorsport scene. Obviously, Dad got all jacked up and bought me a go-kart when I was younger, and I done that, and then went motorbike racing, and Dad had a fair bit to do with the dirt kart, well, a little bit of officiating with the dirt kart stuff at Latrobe. And I used to go with Mum and sit on the bank, so I used to just love going and watching. Obviously, I live and breathe motorsport, mainly dirt. I've always loved the speedway or that sort of form, and I wanted to race a go-kart because Dad was officiating, and I said that to Mum, and Mum's like, I don't like the idea of that. And they were just bringing junior stands into Tassie at the time, and she's like, I'd rather see you in one of those if we could get one of them. And she said that in front of Dad, and I don't think Dad took that as he took that as approval, and he made it happen. So that was bloody lucky. So lucky to have amazing parents. Throughout my life, and
they've been big supporters, haven't they? Your old man Kim, I speak to him quite regularly, and he's quite proud of what you've done so far with your career, and he's such a big supporter. He wears his heart on the sleeve, doesn't he?
He's a very passionate man. Sometimes the passion comes across as aggression, but it's just the passion from the deepest of his heart. He cares a lot. Him and I clash heavily all the time.
I have noticed that.
But we love each other that much that we can yell at each other 1 minute, and then 2 minutes later we're hugging each other and we're back into it. You know what I mean? Like we get what's on our chest off and gone. But yeah, Dad's the most passionate man you'll ever meet, and especially this division. Unfortunately, he's sort of not as driven to push it because of some of the pushback, and again, like he wears his heart on his sleeve, and sometimes when he gets knocked, it does hurt his drive, but but there's no greater supporter of our division than Pops.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly
Pops.
right. So why did we choose Speedcars, Brock? Like, why go to them?
So we raced a South Australian title. Well, it was the prelude to a South Australian title at Speedway City before it shut down. So the week before the South Australian title, we travelled up there. It was Luke, Bobby, myself, and Pops, and Luke's family. And we were lucky enough to be the support division for an Australian speedcar title. I think this was 2013. It might have been 2014, January 2014. I have never been so taken back by a division until that point, and I will remember that weekend. It was just incredible. And the cars, the quality of cars, the engineering that go into the engines, and just the outright horsepower and pace that these things have is just incredible. But yeah, we raced on the same night as them. I was just in awe, like a little fanboy running around the pits looking at all these cars. So the Lightning Sprints run a lot of speedcar chassis. They put wing posts on them and put a big heavy V6 Magna motor in them, or Pajero motor, and or you could go down the chain drive route, but we were in the V6 route. So the national rules for Lightning Sprints, something I can't remember exactly what went on there, but it all changed, and it was going towards outlawing what we would call the diff cars. So it was sort of making our cars a little bit obsolete in Tassie, and that's how the speed car sort of division kicked off a little bit in Tassie. I think having a lot of hangover with some of the Lightning Sprint engines and whatever else. We didn't really get to see the true. I knew
potential.
I knew what they were.
Yeah.
We'd sold our Lightning Sprint at the time, so we were starting from scratch. The division was getting up and going, and Pop's being passionate as Pops is.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, let's build one," and I'm like, "Oh, look, Dad, I don't know, I don't know about whether we can do it."
Yeah.
We started reading into it, and of course, I done what every other person will do, is they get on the Facebook marketplace and they look for speed cars, and you see an Australian title winning car or one of the best cars in Australia, which will perform at a elite level in the States.
Yep.
And they're expensive.
Yeah. Yep.
And I said to Dad, I said, look, I don't think we can do it, because I don't want to race something that I can't make an A main at an Australian title. That's where I spoke before, like, I put a lot of pressure on myself to be good. I'm not going to say good, but competitive.
Yep.
And my sort of, I don't want to be out. I don't want to be able to. I don't want equipment to hold me back to be able to make an A main and an Australian title or whatever. It wants to be, the pressure needs to be on me, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Anyway, things we tickled through things, and Dad came up with this idea of getting a roller together and then putting a V6 in it. I said no. I said no. I'm not interested in driving something that can't put me in in an A main and Australian title. And then we started digging in, and we started doing our research, and we bought the motor that we ran the title with.
Excuse me.
For a pretty low cost.
Yep.
Like under $15,000 fitting in the car. And that motor's won a Tassie title. That motor's, it's had a fair bit of development from there, but it got me on the track, and it rips.
Yep.
So that's how we got into speed cars. It was a passion thing. Why speed cars? Because they are just incredible. And I think yourself got a pretty good taste for that.
Pretty good taste, not the word, mate. Like, honestly, I went to the Australian title this year. First time I've seen so many good drivers in one area, and I left there a speed car fan. There is no if, buts, or whys about it. Like, I've always been a sprint car man and a super sedan and late model person, but I tell you what, the speed cars are definitely I think one of my favourite divisions for sure now.
They're so raw.
I think
that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of driver. You've got to keep the car balanced. You can't get out there and just. You can rip it wide open, but good luck.
Yeah. You've
got to keep the tyres under you. You've got to keep the car balanced in the corner, and doing this while you're near backwards on entry. Like, it's probably they're worse to watch than drive. It does feel a lot more comfortable and in control in the cab of the things. Brad Whitchurch can probably talk to that. He's always into me at Carrick, because I'm going from bashing the fence down on the back straight to backing it in and wide open. And he sort of got in there and done a couple of laps, and he come back in. He said, "Man, this is the best race car that he'd driven." Was, I think, one of the words that come out of his mouth. And I think it's just because they are so balanced. They're so well designed to do what they do, and you put a good shock package on them, and the weights are in the right spot, and But I'm just as passionate as Pops.
Oh, mate, I like I said, I love the things now. Like, that's what made me start up the new speed cars down under page and try and support this division as much as I can, because I don't think they get enough. They need more support. Like,
I appreciate that, and I've been following your journey with that.
Yeah, cool.
I'm pretty excited to see like another passionate speed car fan and trying to do the better for the division, because
that's what we need.
I'm upset. I would love to see 10 proper race cars, and I still say I'm 2 decades behind with my car. I'd love to see some amazing cars rip around Carrick or Latrobe, or even Hobart's pretty good. It's a little bit flat in 1 and 2, but it still would put on.
And where are we at with the Tassie class, Brock? Are we working?
Definitely working towards. I don't want to let it go.
I
think there was unfortunately there's always going to be haters and supporters within everything, but unfortunately, when Carrick holds themselves to a minimum car count.
Yep.
And we respect that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we're just like one number off it, and it's hard for people to invest in the division not knowing the future or not knowing what we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had a little bit of trouble talking with Latrobe Hobart, but I'm sure like if we can get some commitment and support behind us, I think we could kick it off. But I think Tassie needs to see what they are.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Speedcars in Tassie yet.
No. Well, when we had the class down here, there was only probably 5 cars that were competitive. The rest were all sort of just out there to make the numbers up, which is great. Like, great.
Yeah,
for
well,
the
you
division,
need them, and
you
you're
always
always
start somewhere. And please don't think I'm holding,
No,
saying anything bad about anyone. But
people only want to do it to where they want to do it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'll put a lot of pressure on myself, but there's even like Luke's a ripping driver, and I sort of
for sure.
I gauge myself off him
Yeah.
a little bit because I know whatever he gets in, he's going
to drive the wheels off.
to rip. And also I love like trying to. I like to help Lukey out as much as I can with the wingless stuff, and also the speed car if where I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's him and I love racing against him, and yeah, these things are just you can run side by side and almost would be pulling wheel stands next to each other and
3-4 wide in the corner. It's crazy. I love it.
But I want to see it. I really want to see it. Get back to Tassie. Speedcars Australia. I'm on the board for Speedcars Australia. They want to support it and they want to make something happen. But we just need to try and figure out what we can do. I want to commit to 2 or 3 shows. If we can get 3 consecutive shows in Tassie and pay to bring some people down.
Yep. That's a start, isn't it?
Gear up Tassie, because that would be incredible if we could get the right drivers to come
Imagine
down.
40 cars that were at the Australian title all here humming around Carrick or Latrobe.
Oh, it'd be just incredible.
Crazy.
And the trouble again, like the little cars, you have 8 cars on Carrick, 8 of these versus 8 sedans.
Yep.
Sedans are going to look incredible. Like, wow, look at all them
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
There's probably the same amount as what we are, but because we're so small, and we do spread out a little bit, purely because of that. There's like a little bit of difference in technology in the cars in Tassie.
Yeah.
But we were starting to get there at the end. Like we had some really good cars in Tassie, and I don't think we were lacking any good drivers. I think we were just lacking a little bit of knowledge, and I've been really lucky to have the help that I've had with setup, and I've sort of noused it out a little bit myself. Like I'm a little bit of a nerd and watch a lot of stuff and read into a lot of stuff, talk to a lot of people, but I've learned how to get a good starting point, I guess. I'm not saying I'm a Formula 1 setup of these things. I'm a long way to learn, and I'm a decade behind. But yeah,
just goes to show you can be competitive with an old car, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and like I say it's a decade behind, but I mean I do have some pretty good equipment on the car, and we build our own motors, and our engines aren't anywhere near some of the big motors over there, but it's a strong motor. It's easy to drive. It does the right things. You just got to rip it at 110%. Yeah.
So what car have you got? What frame do we run, and what engine do we run?
So this is a pretty old Spike. It's a 2013 Spike. So again, like pretty old. We've got a CSI shop package that the Sprint Shack does up for me, which I'm really thankful for Glenn for always just being there when I ring him and need something rebuilt or want to have a yarn about something. And then I've got it's a 166 Fontana. It's a little bit bigger than 166 because we just run out of bore and we went a little bit bigger. We're allowed to go to 174, so we've got a little bit. This is cubic inches, so we've got a little bit of leeway with size. It's an old magneto motor, so if there's anyone from the speedway community, they'll know that that's a pretty old Fontana. they're lacking support on the cam bearing front. They get a little bit of valve train vibrations, and it's a little bit hard on the valve train. But like we made under 300 horsepower, which is pretty low for these cars. But we've also got a new motor over there.
I did see that last weekend when I was here.
So it's probably not going to be the magic bullet, but I hope that thing's a little bit stronger than our last one. I love that last motor because it was our first baby, and we've developed it from being a 166 standard old Maggie Fontana to being running in the top 10 in Australia twice. The two titles that I've run at, I've been in the top 10 before. I just need to finish. I just need to be able to do 40 laps.
You was unlucky. You're unlucky at the Australian title. Got up to 7th place, I think it was.
Yeah. We were ripping. We had a big chunky fuel load at the start, and
that, for everyone watching, that was from the rear of the field because you won the B main to go to the A main. So we come from the rear of the field, and you was up there with 15 laps to go. I think you were still.
Yeah, I think
pretty much up there.
I think we were in the top 10 in 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
We were cracking. We had a wicked run. I turned into a bit of a gutter rat for a little while everyone was sorting their shit out on the top, and I just went to the bottom, and like I said, we had a fair chunk of fuel in the thing, and it was heavy and it was horrible, and I'm like, I'll just make and there was a whisker of grip on the bottom, and I found that, and I got going, and I wore it out. And that's when we ended up in 7th. We were ripping pretty well, and the car was just starting to get comfy too. So I think I could have went forward more. I felt like I was in a position where I could start pushing and leaning on the car. I'd been on the shocks a little bit, but pretty proud of our efforts.
Definitely
from the little shed in Tassie,
especially being the only Tasmanian over there too.
I'd love to see Lukey come and do an Aussie because we've got similar engine packages. He's got a triple X. There's a spike, it's not much difference. A little bit in bar lengths and whatever else. But I think I'd love to see. Fred's gone over there and done well as well. He had an unlucky one at the Warrnambool title, but he raced Sydney and just missed out on a transfer into the A there. We
got some good drivers down here. There's definitely yourself, Luke, Fred, a couple of the other Freeman boys. They're all pretty good drivers.
Luke Freeman wheels the absolute wheels off that thing of his. I'd love to see him in this. And if he hears this, he'll be saying, "Well, put me in it." And he just loves them, and I'd love to see him with it.
For all the Speedcar boys out there, let's get these cars back on the track here in Tasmania. Honestly, they're one of the best divisions in the world, if not if not the best. We really need to get this division back out there. So for all them blokes out there that have got cars in the sheds, we will be getting in contact with you in the next few weeks to see if we can sort something out for not probably this season, but for the following season.
I really want to gear up, and like I said, if we can put something together to get a couple of races to really show Tassie what they're about. Maybe the next season we'll get 5, and then the season after, the moment we start to get 10 cars to 12 cars, that's when I see the division really start to grow. The trouble with having that 8-car cap is if you have 8 cars, you need 100% commitment from everyone.
Which is hard sometimes.
There's divisions in all the states. They'll have 30 car counts and they'll still rock up with 10. So for us to have hung on with that sort of low car count for such a long time, that was credit to everyone that was involved within the club and whatever else, and I apologise to Tasmania in general. We haven't got to put on the show that Tassie deserves because.
Don't be down on yourself, man, because you tried a fair bit. I sit back behind the scenes and sort of hear a lot of things and see a lot of things, but don't be hard on yourself, man, because you do try very hard, and that's a credit to you, really. So please don't be hard on yourself.
And I mean, the some of the titles that we have had, interstaters come over, we've got one, and then we've got a different one the next year, and
Yeah.
and we've tried a couple of different sort of payout, I guess, sort of types. Like we've tried, we'll pay you to come over, or we'll put it on the prize money, or and we haven't quite found the right formula for that.
Yeah.
But then also when they've come over, we've seemed to have just had two cars fighting it out for it, because the year that Nick come over, I dropped a valve, and I'm like, it's just unlucky. Like,
it's just Nick and Luke at the front.
Nick and Luke ripping. Like,
mind you, I had GoPro on both of them cars that night, and the footage was absolutely crazy.
Oh, it's like, and that's
great racing.
Yeah, Fred and Travis Mills.
Yeah.
Was another title. Luke and Joey Lostich at Latrobe. There's been just dogfights for most titles. The title that Fred and I were fighting out, Fred won. I think we've had 7 titles in Tassie and a different winner for every title.
Oh, that's good.
They've all been 2-car battles at the front, and
full
jobs on. Brad and Luke for the title that Brad won in my car. They're sorry, I'm a little bit passionate about the racing that we put on. So yeah.
And you're on the board, the Australian Speedcar Association.
Yep.
Being a board member, how do you think speedcar racing in Australia is going at the moment?
I think we're really on the up again. Like I think it's like most divisions. We had a bit of a dip through the COVID period. Along with that, there's been a lot of external influences into the speedcar division. Having a bit of a pause in that growth. Yeah. Brisbane Speedway or Archfield closing was one thing. Like, that hurts when your city track shuts down. Yeah. And then before that, the other city track that shut down was Parramatta. Yeah. I'm so disappointed. I was meant to drive Terry King's car.
It's a great track too.
At Parramatta. COVID killed that, and that was like, I was so excited because I was like, this is going to be like the most amazing thing. I'm going to race Parramatta before it shuts down, and I never got to do it, which sucks. But those two things, like, they're going to hurt car counts. Yeah. But those cars, it's not like they just disappeared. They're there waiting for the next big thing. Gladstone opening. Gladstone's like pretty cool looking track. I don't know whether I've watched much speed car racing there yet, but I'm pretty keen to see that happening. The Adelaide Invitational.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good.
That's had a huge expression of interest. Yeah. So keen to see speed cars on a big platform like that at the V8 Supercars, like,
because that's invitation only, isn't it?
Invitation only. Super keen to see that running alongside the sprint cars there. So you've got that, and then Pro Speed Car Week taken off. Yeah. That's not really, like, the board supports it, but that's a private group that's put that together, and they're doing so good. Credit to them. That's I raced that last year. Luke done the last two consecutive years. 4 nights in a condensed format. It's hard. It is difficult. Yeah. You've got to have your ducks in a row. But it's awesome. That the Australian title this year was pretty good. We had some issues with going over time, but that was a ripping event.
Oh, it was. It's a shame they didn't finish the last 11 or so laps. It was really Nick Parker. He was coming on really strong late, and ran out of laps. And I can't remember the New Zealander's name that finished second. Hayden. He was, he was starting to rip the top really hard, and they were starting to slowly bring in Caden. But I don't think anyone was going to catch Caden. But
no, Caden's knows he can turn it on when he needs to.
He can wheel, can't he? It's definitely
there's no doubt, and some amazing equipment at the front of that.
But
also like Hayden Williams, that's amazing equipment that they've got. But it's not the newest. Like, that's another small package doing amazing, and that just proves what you can do if you've got the right steerer behind the wheels.
Happy with last season?
Am I happy
for you with the team and the way you drove?
I should be.
Yep,
but I'm not.
Righto. Is that because your expectations are up here and you want to get to there, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think we had a night last season that we didn't have an issue.
Yeah, righto.
Portland, round 1 Pro Speedcar Week.
Yeah.
First race in the car
Yeah.
for what was it, like nearly 3 years it was, and we qualified in the top 10. I think it was like, I don't know, it was like 5th or something.
Yeah.
And I ripped the front brake line off the car on lap 1, so I had no brakes the whole race. Round 2, I tipped it over at Mount Gambier because I was just being dumb. Missed the black, the rubber. I went rubber down in a heat race. I missed that slightly, and then just made a silly mistake. Spun out, and we got some damage to our injection. I actually think that's what caused our issue at the Australian title going forward. But we had some of the ram tube. We ran a plastic ram tube on our injection, and we had some of that fall through into the engine, and that held me wide open, and I tipped it over in a heat race.
Yeah, right.
So then we got back out, and I had a spare front end in that obviously had air in the brakes. No brakes again. Simpson was ripping at Simpson. We got up to 4th, and I think we were good enough for a podium there.
Yep.
Ran out of fuel.
Yep.
And then Premier, Warrnambool, brake issue again, and we didn't find that until the last night. We fixed it for night 1 of the Australasian 50 lapper, but yeah, Vic title, I blew a diff up. I was meant to start 5th out of the Vic title and blew a diff up. Australian title, I think we were reasonable there.
Yeah.
I had brake issues again, so this is, that's just been plaguing us all year, and it's just been pissing me off, and I wasn't sure whether it was my knee giving me a hard time, obviously being my brake leg, but it's definitely been an issue.
Yeah.
And then, we had that engine issue, and I think that was caused from that Pro Speedcar Week, the stuff falling through the motor. But I've got to be proud for what we do.
Yeah.
And then we had Terry send us a motor down and change that in a day, and ran for one night and had a small issue. I just did not want to mess around. It wasn't our engine, so we just parked it.
Yeah.
But I think next year, the car looks beaten up now and whatever else. But,
this just shows that he knows throw her in there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking pretty beat up now, but we'll strip this thing. I'm just about to start repaneling it because another thing I do myself. And Crown Metal Fab Damo, like he helps me out and comes up with these cool design panels. Like I think it's one of the better looking cars out there. Like
it looks mint. Absolutely looks mint on track.
Some pretty cool shapes and whatever else on it. And
you got some sponsors on here. Is there any of them you'd like to thank?
Yeah, Dale from Southern Steel Constructions, mate. Like he's been with us for a long while since he jumped on board for the 2020 Australian title at Warrnambool.
Yep.
And he's been so supportive of us, and I just hope that what I do gets his name out there, and I just can't thank that man enough. But we've got heaps of people. D Signs do my design and all my sticker work. Matt Cunningham's been on board for a long time. We've got all the subsidiary sponsors that help us out with things like ceramic coatings. Like they make my headers look amazing. Sheffield Hotel come on board this year for our Aussie title campaign. That was Dave and Mick and Michelle and Kim from Sheffield Hotel. I'll probably give it back to them over the bar. But I do like a beer. But,
there's method in their madness, isn't there?
I've become really good friends with Dave, and obviously he's been around Speedway for a long time, and
without these people, it makes it very hard, doesn't it?
Well, I don't think we can do what we're doing now. This last campaign and this year is tough. I'm on wages, and Dad chips in as well. It costs a lot of money to do what we do.
It does,
and again, like I said, I set the bar high.
Set the bar high.
Tyres have got really expensive now, which is a big hurt. Getting the truck across.
it's brand new truck too. Looks absolutely mint too, by the way.
And there's we try and keep a level of professionalism with what we do. I don't want to be seen as the grubby kid that's rolling out with dirty equipment or unorganised stuff with everything. Although we are a little bit like that at the moment, we're still setting up, but
I think everyone's shed is like this time of year, mate. So don't feel bad about it. You should see my shed. My shed's a mess. And when we had the 500 in there working on all the time, it was even worse.
And it gets worse when you start pulling the thing apart. I think I need to get a tear down bench or something that I can put all my stuff on. But
excuse me.
But without our partners, no one goes racing. You can do it, but you don't do it to a high level. I've just been so fortunate that people want to get behind me, and I can't thank them enough. Like it's amazing what some great Tassie people will do. So thanks again, and thanks to Paul Charlesworth. He's a massive supporter. Of Speedcars Australia. Paul was like one of our first supporters from when I started racing Speedcars. There's a picture of the car here in the shed, and I set some lights up, and it was I was all excited with some the ram tubes hanging out of the side of it, and the fresh black paint, and Paul's seen that photo on Facebook and got in contact with us, and that friendship's been pretty amazing since then. I've got to thank Paul probably for Dale's contributions. He introduced us to Dale and got Dale on board for the Aussie title. But he's been supporting. He's supported us this year as well, and I'm very humbled for the people that give us a hand with what we do. So
This season coming up, what are we planning?
I've got at the moment I've got a little bit of a scratched out schedule, and there's about 13 shows, 12 to 13 shows, or nights. There's a couple of 2-nighters and whatever else there. Kicking off in South Australia if I'm lucky enough. I'm really hoping that I can get an invitation to the Adelaide to the Adelaide race. But if we don't, that's all good. There's still a couple of Murray Bridge shows there that I'd love to get to. Pro Speedcar Week. I'm just excited for that again. I've got Lang on board this year. Which how cool is that? That's
pretty cool.
Pretty small track. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
These things are going to be awesome around there, though.
Go scratching for a gear set to put in the thing to try and make the thing rev up.
Because that's only 300. Is that 300 metres?
Oh, it's tiny. Yeah,
I don't think it's even that. It's not very big.
No, it's not very big at all.
No. But it'd be good with these things.
I think it'll be cool. So we've got Pro Speedcar Week, the Vic and Aussie title at Simpson. Simpson's been tough. If you ask Luke, he hates the place because he's never had any luck there. But I don't know. He's been quick there every time he's raced there. He just had a bit of luck. And
I haven't been to Simpson yet. That's one I haven't sort of ticked off the bucket list, but I will be this year because we're going over for the Australian title, hoping to get over for the Victorian title as well. But it just depends on what goes ahead and
I think
what Paul's doing and what I'm doing. And
they get the track right at Simpson. It's incredible. It's one of the best speed car tracks ever. It's super technical. You've really got to keep your brain switched on at what end you're at because it's the shape of an avocado. So you've got this real sharp corner on one side that you come down the hill into. So you're hoofing down the hill into this sharp. I say down the hill, it's not that steep, but you definitely get more pace coming down into it, and you're on the brakes and you turn around and it's super banked, and you come back up and turn around and you come back up the hill into a pretty wide open sort of it's nearly comparable to Latrobe 1 and 2. You come in there flat out, and then it was like driving down into turn 3 and 4 of the go-kart track. It's got character. It's got and I just appreciate going over there and being so respected by the drivers, the tracks, all the clubs, and it's just a really good feeling to go over there and
they're
race.
a great bunch of people. I'd never met any of them, well, apart from you and a couple of other blokes I knew, Nick and over there, and I went over there and done all these interviews and that, and they just made us feel so welcome. It was just no worries, mate, come back, we'll do an interview for you, it was just awesome, and you don't sort of get that over here as much. A lot of people are camera shy in Tassie, which I've found, which makes it hard for my job, but even though we try our best to get everyone we can out there on camera. But over there, it's just so laid back, very friendly environment. If you've got issues with your car, you'll have another team who'll come over and help you out. Like it's very different over there to over here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like my trailer was always open here. Like here, I am very different at the racetrack. I don't know, something flicks there, and I'm focused on what I want to do. And I was hoping to catch up with you, but I was
you was that flat out. We didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I was building some stuff for the car, and just like it's what it's like when you're on the road, because the car sits in someone else's shed or in the yard or however it works for so many weeks. Whereas I'd be normally just doing the little things, tinkering away. You get over there and then it's like, oh shit, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and you're running around, and then you race, and then you got to clean up, and you.
That's why when we come up to do an interview, I could see you was that flat out. I thought, nah, we'll get your old man instead and just let you concentrate, because you was in the zone, like as they say, and a lot of drivers do that, So please don't feel like you
and
let us down or anything, because I know what it's like.
And if I've ever been a different person at the track, because I do, it's like I said, if I'm crewing for someone, I'm me. If I've got my race suit on, it's just something else, and
it's different.
I don't know whether it's a job that I need to do, or I am highly strung. Well, I'm super stressed because I want everything to do right. I'm thinking about the car. I'm thinking about what I have to do on the track. I'm thinking about my setup and whatever else. As soon as I put that helmet on and tighten the belts down, everything just goes quiet. Like that is my zen zone. Certainly, I had Kurt Dunham come over this year for Pro Speed. He come over for Pro Speedcar Week and done that with me. That I've never felt so comfortable driving, and probably a little bit more relaxed as well, because he's had a fair bit of speedway experience. He's set his own cars up.
He's done
before.
a fair bit, hasn't he?
He's done a fair bit with like Dill and a few other teams, but just having someone there, and we just gelled really well, and I really appreciate his help. I'm hoping that we can really make some fun out of it this year as well. But
Big shout out to Kurt.
Yeah, thanks Kurt, mate. I appreciate that, and I've got my long term guys like Thomas and Ash. They've been there from the start, and they're just awesome. But yeah, like that took a little bit of my thought, a little bit of that stress off me as well as a driver. Like I could just think about ripping the thing. And very different to Tassie as well. You're on the fence.
Everything's different over there, I found. I hadn't been over there for a lot of years. I think it was about 8-9 years since I'd last been over to the Speedway over there, and went over to the Australian title. Like I said, it's just so different over there to what it is here.
And if you're coming to Simpson, bring your fly catcher, because
she said Murray Bridge on the Saturday night was bad enough when you could smell the river, man. I was walking around the pit area and hear dry reaching every now and then. I was like, that's terrible.
A couple of stinky bits there, but
great venue though.
It's
excellent venue there at Murray Bridge.
Amazing venue. We should feel privileged to be able to run at these tracks. And also having 40 of the same car on the track really benefits. You see it with any division. If you have 15 different divisions on one night, the track doesn't suit any of them. It's good enough, and you get by. But you go to a sprint car show where there's sprint cars and something else, or like we had the Australian Speedcar title and one other division or whatever else. They are racetracks. They are, because all the cars are doing what they need to do. The cars are the junior sedan title at Latrobe that I raced, the Australian junior sedan title. We had however many, a dumb amount of junior sedans. But that was the best track I'd ever raced on at Latrobe in the junior, because all the cars are running the right lines and doing the right things. But yeah, it's just one of those things, mate. It's super keen for next year.
Excellent, mate. Good luck next season.
No, I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate this. I know you're a busy man and got a lot on the plate at the moment.
I appreciate you coming out. It's great to catch up, and I really hope we can get some more people interested in the speed car division. Follow follow it online. You've got your page, and get on pay-per-view and watch some of the big shows, because we're actually, the Pro Speedcar Week's tight.
Even better, jump on a plane and going over and watch them, because honestly, you would not regret it.
Well, there's I think it's 2 or 3 nights of Pro Speedcar Week this year is on the same night as the Sprint Car Speed Week.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things, was the feedback is like, how are we going to get speed cars onto the bigger stage, and would you be comfortable with Pro Speedcar Week having a little, it's going to take the limelight away from a little bit, but if we can put it on a bigger stage with the big division, I really hope we can put on some good racing. And but come over.
Get over there and have a look. It's awesome.
Like I said, trailer's always open. You're welcome to come and give us a hand if you want to come and help. I've got plenty of jobs that I can put in.
Hands make light work, mate.
But I appreciate that, Jamie. It's amazing to catch up and have a chat, and
we might catch up with you later on down the season and see how you're going if you get a bit of time, and catch up. And
hopefully I'm not scooping my lip up off the floor.
Hopefully you get rid of all these little niggly issues out of the girl. So
well, that's it. Like I said, it's sat for a long time, so we'll regroup, build some good things, and hopefully this new motor's a ripper.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
Thanks,
Best of luck this season.
Thanks very much.
Hope it all goes well.
Cheers, Jamie. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. Don't forget to like the page and check out Speedcars Down Under page, because it's a new page we're trying to get going to promote speedcars in Australia. We're going to try and get as much information on that page as we can over the next season or so. Keep everyone up to date. Keep an eye on the page. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks again, Brock, for joining us. Best of luck for the rest of the season. Cheers, everyone.